Welcome to the Feed Me Science English, ready to be served a hot plate of atom bomb. This is a nuclear bomb you picked up by the roadside. After watching this video, you'll be able to make one yourself at home. Speaking of nuclear bombs, the Japanese once had the unfortunate experience of tasting two of them, which instantly turned 150,000 strangers into acquaintances. You have to admire how none of them complained about the heat under the scorching temperature. However, the combined power of those two bombs was only equivalent to 36,000 tons of TNT, whereas the Tsar Bomb you picked up has a power equivalent to 58 million tons of TNT. If you were to drop it on Japan, you could see the explosion from your house. This Tsar Bomb is 8 meters long, with a diameter of 2.6 meters, and weighs over 27 tons, heavier than 5 elephants combined. If you cut it open, you'd find a sphere inside. This is the atomic bomb. It contains conventional chemical explosives, with a 15 centimeters plutonium core at its center. The small atomic bomb acts like a detonator to trigger the hydrogen bomb behind it. This cylindrical section is the hydrogen bomb, which is composed of three parts: an outer shell made of uranium-238, lithium deuteride fuel, and a plutonium rod. The Tsar Bomb is so massive that it couldn't fit inside the Tu-95 bomber, so it had to be mounted outside the aircraft to protect the plane from the explosion. Scientists even coated the fuselage with a bright white reflective material. On October 30, 1961, the Tu-95 bomber carrying this heartless bomb flew over a deserted island and dropped it. To delay its descent, they specially equipped it with a parachute so the pilots could return safely. When it was 4 kilometers above the ground, it exploded. Let's take a look at the explosion process. 32 wires released electric sparks, triggering the atomic bomb's chemical explosives, which instantly compressed and began releasing neutrons. A plutonium atom was struck by a neutron, splitting into 2 plutonium atoms, which then continued to release neutrons. Each neutron then continued to create a chain reaction with the plutonium atoms. This series of chain reactions is the famous nuclear fission. The temperature at the core was even much higher than the surface of the sun. This generated a large amount of high-energy gamma rays, which heated polystyrene foam, turning it into plasma. Under the effects of high temperature and pressure, lithium deuteride reacted to produce large amounts of helium and neutrons. The neutrons intensified the fission reactions in the uranium shell and plutonium rod, which in turn applied more pressure to the lithium deuteride, creating more fusion, generating more neutrons, and the cycle continued. All of this occurred in just 0.00000000166667 seconds. The explosion produced a mushroom cloud that reached 60 kilometers high, and the shockwave circled the Earth 3 times. Within a 100-kilometer radius, people would be burned, and it even caused the Eurasian plate to shift southward by 9 millimeters. This hydrogen bomb is truly heartless. So, have you learned how to make one?